What's good, YouTube? This video is going to be about how men fall in love and a huge dating mistake that women make, thinking that a guy likes them as much as they like that guy. So in this video, I'll speak about how men fall in love with what they see and women fall in love with what they hear, what that means, and how this truth leads to so many women falling in love with the wrong guys or guys who don't like them as much. But first, I want to tell you about today's sponsor, Been Verified. Listen, ladies, if you want to be safe and protect yourself, background checks have never been this easy or affordable to get. And now you can go to checkbv.com/kid for 15% off your monthly background check subscription. And I know some of you aren't currently dating, but you can get this service for your friends, daughters, sisters, mothers, aunts, cousins, sons, or whoever you want to protect or make sure they're protecting themselves while they're meeting new people out here. That goes for anybody that you want to keep safe. With this service, you can run a search on people, criminal backgrounds, vehicles, address histories, emails, social media, phone numbers, unclaimed money, and more. To be quite honest, you don't want to find out the worst about a man after you've already fallen in love. And you also don't want to end up alone somewhere with a strange man who has a dangerous and suspicious history with women. If any of that's on record, you need to know. Too many women are experiencing assault and things of that nature on dates. You have to watch your own back out here nowadays, and Been Verified helps you do that. You can easily do your research on people before you find yourself alone with them or invested in them emotionally. So please take every precaution you can. All you need to do is search. Been Verified organizes the information in a way that's easy and simple to understand. Click on the link below for more information. Now onto this topic. Now, as I was saying before, men fall in love with what they see, women fall in love with what they hear. We've all heard this saying before, but where's the relevancy? Too often, women are trying to text their way to love. And that's just not how love is built in a man's heart. Men fall in love with what they see, women fall in love with what they hear. Meaning, a man must see you and spend non-sexual time in person with you to start caring about you as a person, as a human being, as a partner. While women in many cases only have to be spoken to a certain way by a certain man to start feeling feelings of love or enchantment. Oftentimes, just through text messages alone, women fall in love or into emotional bondage to a guy. And texting men exclusively actually serves to use a woman's nature against her. As she reads the words he types in the text messages, she falls in love with the voice tone and the character of the man that she creates in her head to fill in the blanks. The blanks of him not really being there, the blanks of him not really saying these things with his voice. She creates the background story, the character, and the intent all for herself. Which is crazy because a man's physical absence from a woman that he's texting exclusively serves to protect his heart while engaging hers. Texting your way to love always creates an unfair advantage to men because they don't have the same affinity and the same emotional attachment to words as women do. A lot of times after about 4 or 5 weeks of texting, a woman might feel like there's progress being made, or a lot of progress has been made. Feelings start to get caught on her end. But while potentially excited, most men at 5 weeks of almost exclusively text messaging a woman are just moderately interested in what could happen or what it could develop into, unless he himself is desperate for validation. Until you've consistently seen a man's face and spent non-sexual time with him, he can't in most cases feel as deeply about you as you do about him just from text messaging. And if you don't believe me, just think about the way that men grow their own friendships with other guys. What obviously is oftentimes, most times, hopefully, non-sexual time, often breeds intense and unwavering loyalty from one brother to another. That's not built through text messages. Men can't bond or build quality friendships through text messages, but quality time spent. Obstacles overcome as a team, sports battles won as a team, having fights with other guys together, playing video games, partying, and other forms of male bonding that require them to be in person together, helping each other and showing up in emergencies as well as just to chill and be around each other because they like hanging around each other. They don't need sexual activity to hang out with each other. The energy exchange is gratifying enough. With that said, a lot of you ladies may not believe this, but men can and do develop feelings for people that they aren't screwing. A man spending consistent time building a friendship or hanging out with a love interest is him deciding to develop feelings. If a man refuses to spend time around you consistently, that's him deciding not to have feelings. Now, if you gotta post a busted challenge or send a twerk video or send a flirty text just to get his attention, he doesn't want anything from you. As much as a man might text you sweet nothings, if you're not seeing his face, he has no intent to develop emotions for you. And if you keep engaging in text messages, you will develop emotions for him. But it won't be mutual. Texting is great at maintaining solid relationships, but it's terrible at building them. And it's pretty much one-sided how women and men process text messages differently as far as developing feelings go. You will hear a man's voice and see a man's face if he has an intention to develop feelings for you. Texting always puts women at a great emotional disadvantage, and until you're hearing a man's voice and seeing a man's face, no real notable progress has been made. Just know that. And while you're falling in love with the imaginary version of him that you're creating by reading his text messages, he's standing in place, waiting for something notable to happen, or waiting to connect sexually, or waiting to feel more intrigued, while at the same time taking no risk at all to his heart and his emotions while he's deciding not to spend time around you. And again, this isn't malicious. This is not a bad guy. This is just the difference between how men and women fall in love. A guy can text and it not really be a threat to his stability. A woman can text too much and fall in love. Most men and women don't even think about this when it's happening, but it's the result. It's what happens. So this isn't men manipulating you with text messages. This is your nature working against you. And why you should avoid text messages in place of phone conversations or quality time spent non-sexually. If you're trying to build a relationship, if you want to grow emotionally with a person. The key to relationship growth in the beginning is non-sexual time spent. The same non-sexual time that a guy would have to invest if he was building a friendship with another guy. They go hoop, they talk, they chill, they smoke, they do whatever they do together to engage each other's energy. A lot of women write me about some guy and say, does it sound like he likes me? My question back to them is, does he crave your energy? Does he choose to be around you when he could be around others? Does he need gratification to show his face? Again, men don't do this with other guys when they're building friendships. And if a man can't give you that, if he can't give you that non-sexual time, if you can't give you that in-person investment, then please stop answering them weak-ass text messages because you're not making progress. Not together. The only thing progressing is your emotional attachment to this situation or this guy who's investing nothing. Men don't need sexual gratification to develop friendships, and they shouldn't need gratification to take you seriously and investigate you as a potential partner. Not in the beginning. Not at first. They do this with friendships, and what's a relationship if not a best friendship with sex and exclusivity and commitment? And if his friends see his face but you don't, he'll never love you. Again, men fall in love with what they see or who they see, and women fall in love with what they hear or what they read. Translation, women are at risk at falling in love through text messages, while men can only truly fall in love with a woman that they're in the same room as enough times. So I hope that helps. Stop texting your way to love. If you want to know if a guy likes you, how much is he in your face? How much time do you spend with him? And then what do you have to do to get him to spend time with you? Men fall in love with what they see. Women fall in love with what they hear or read. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Don't forget to check out my sponsor in the link below. Follow me at KidFick24 on Instagram. I'll get with y'all later.